Dear friends, colleagues, and fellows, most of the people know it as a sewer gas. Few of them says it's a sour gas, but I believe it's a silent killer. H2S. I'm your host, Javed, and you are watching Safety First. Let us look what is hydrogen sulfide. H2S is the chemical symbol for hydrogen sulfide. It is highly toxic, flammable, explosive, and corrosive. It is colorless and invisible. Let us discuss the properties and characteristics of hydrogen sulfide. At low concentration, it smells like rotten eggs, can't be smelled in high concentration. It paralyzes olfactory nerve in nose and temporarily destroys sense of smell. H2S is heavier than air and will settle in low-lying areas. Toxic atmosphere hazard must be considered before entry in confined spaces. More than 75% of hydrogen sulfide-related fatalities have occurred in confined spaces. Special confined space training is required before attempting any entry into the confined space. If you are interested to know in detail about the confined space entry, please click on the link appearing on your screen. The examples of confined spaces are silos, hoppers, tanks, water supply towers, sewers, pipes, access shafts, aircraft wings, boilers, manholes, narrow excavations, storage bins, and pumping stations. Hydrogen sulfide will suffocate you by paralyzing the respiratory control center in your brain. You will cease to breathe and cardiac arrest may follow. Alcohol or drugs can enhance or quicken this process. H2S is soluble in both water and liquid hydrocarbons. Heat and agitation causes H2S gas to be released from fluids. H2S is easily dispersed by the wind. It can create a pyrophoric substance called iron sulfide in pipes and tanks, which will spontaneously ignite upon contact with air. Hydrogen sulfide can cause sulfide stress cracking in the metal. Flammable, lower explosive level at 4.3% and upper explosive level of 46%. Auto ignition temperature for H2S is 260 centigrade. Do you know that your cigarette burns at 760 degrees centigrade? Excess H2S is frequently burned or flawed. H2S produces sulfur dioxide when it burns. Sulfur dioxide is also toxic, colorless, smells like burned match, very offensive to respiratory system and eyes. Sulfur dioxide is acid gas and can cause chemical pneumonia. Sulfur dioxide is heavier than air and twice as heavy as hydrogen sulfide. Engineering controls effective in certain situations. Three primary engineering controls used with H2S are containment, ventilation, and chlorine. Dear friends and fellows, the sources of hydrogen sulfide are oil fields, drilling and production, mining, volcanoes. It is also byproduct of chemical process, pulp, paper industry, agricultural silos and pits, food processing. H2S produced naturally from decaying organic matter. It can be released from sewer sludge, municipal sewer, and septic tanks, etc. Let us discuss the factors affecting dispersion of gas, hydrogen sulfide, wind, topographic condition and vegetation, temperature of gas versus ambient temperature, humidity, moisture content of gas, leak mechanics and escape rate. These are the factors, those are affecting the dispersion of hydrogen sulfide. What are the signs of H2S exposure? A person is affected by H2S: eye irritation, nausea, confusion, respiratory irritation, pulmonary edema, excitement, headaches, dizziness, and disorientations. These are the signs and symptoms of hydrogen sulfide exposure. Do you know how does H2S affect the individual? When a person breathes H2S gas, it goes directly to the lungs, causing pulmonary edema. If gas is inhaled, the H2S builds up in the blood and poisons the individual. The nerve center in the brain, which controls breathing, is paralyzed. The lungs stop working and the person is asphyxiated. The effect of hydrogen sulfide depends on: number one, duration, length of time a person is exposed with H2S. Number two, frequency, how often a person has been exposed. Number three, intensity, what concentration a person was exposed to. Number four, individual susceptibility, like body mass, overall physical condition, age, it is smoker or non-smoker, and the personal biochemistry of the individual. Everywhere at the construction site or the industry where there is presence of H2S, there are some signs and symbols. The individuals, those are working or dealing with H2S, they must be aware of the symbols and signs of hydrogen sulfide. Dear friends and fellows, let us discuss the safety measures, how to protect individuals from the exposure of hydrogen sulfide. When approaching the job site, take precautions to ensure a safe entry. For the purpose, you need to request a permit to work, look for other personnel and their activities, and enter the job site slowly. Identify and know your escape routes. Have a minimum of two defined alternate escape routes, preferably roads. Continuous monitoring or detections equipment is required for hydrogen sulfide. Gas ignition hazards must be eliminated. No smoking procedure enforced. Carry an escape mask in the case of an accidental release of hydrogen sulfide. Hydrogen sulfide awareness training and a regular drill are the mandatory part for the workers. Those are working or dealing with hydrogen sulfide. Avoid low-lying areas since H2S is heavier than air. Observe wind direction indicators, wind shocks, and streamers. Use buddy system for mutual safety. Don't enter these areas alone. Maintain and observe warning signs. Know your emergency numbers. Know your company's H2S emergency procedures. Do you know the unit to measure the hydrogen sulfide is ppm? ppm means parts per million. Dear friends, you must know about the toxicity table. If H2S is greater than or more than 1 ppm, it will smell like sewage or rotten eggs. If it is 10 ppm, it will begin the eye irritation, but this limit is considered as permissible exposure limit. If the level is 100 ppm, it will cause coughing, eye irritation, immediately dangerous to life and health, IDLH. If the hydrogen sulfide level is in between 200 to 300 ppm parts per million, it will cause eye irritation, loss of sense of smell, respiratory tract irritation after 1 hour. If the level of hydrogen sulfide is in between 300 to 800 ppm, accumulation of fluid, loss of consciousness, and possible death in 30 minutes to 1 hour. If the hydrogen sulfide level is in between 800 to 1000 ppm, lethal concentration for 50% of humans in 5-minute exposure. And if hydrogen sulfide level is more than 1000 ppm, unconsciousness at once, early cessation of respiration, and death in 3 minutes or less. Death may occur even if the person is rescued. Here you have to remember two terms. Those are related to hydrogen sulfide, PEL, permissive exposure limit, and STEL, STEL, short-term exposure limit. Let us understand the difference between PEL and STEL. Maximum 10 ppm during an 8-hour workday, also known as the time-weighted average. This is permissible exposure limit. But for STEL, short-term exposure limit, maximum 15 ppm for 15 minutes 4 times per workday. But it doesn't mean that 15 minutes 4 times at once. It will be after the break of 2 hours, because it is for 8 hours. You have to go 4 times. It means you can go 4 times, but not at once for 1 hour. How to measure? How to detect hydrogen sulfide? That is a killer gas. To detect hydrogen sulfide, there are personal sensors, handheld portable electronic detectors, portable continuous detectors, and plant fixed electronic detection systems. Remember, you cannot rely on your nose to tell how much hydrogen sulfide is present. The examples of portable electronic monitors are BW Gas Alert Clip Extreme Single Gas Detector, Gas Alert Max XT2 Portable Multi-Gas Detector, BM25 Portable Multi-Gas Detector used for continuous monitoring, and Honeywell Analytics XNX Universal Transmitter, also used for hydrogen sulfide monitoring and measurement. Dear friends and fellows, the only way to protect yourself from H2S gas effects is by physically removing yourself from area, use of escape mask, or putting on a self-contained breathing apparatus SCBA or work line device. Escape hood shall be flame retardant and chemical resistant material. Put on quickly and simply without adjustment. The hood is available in one size. The hood is vacuum packed in an aluminum bag, nylon emergency case secured to the user belt. What will be the emergency response if H2S gas alarms are activated? Don't panic. Put on your emergency escape mask. Inform your supervisor and others. Go to the nearest assembly area. Always move crosswind and use buddy system. Masks are for escape only. Don't use for work or rescue. As long as the SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus, is concerned, it is used to work in contaminated areas, rescue of downed worker, and to escape from contaminated areas. You must be specifically trained to use a SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus, to handle, to deal with hydrogen sulfide, or to work in the confined spaces. You need to go through the following trainings: authorized gas tester training, confined space entry training, first aid including CPR training, use of SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus training. It is for fit testing and the medical qualification as per your job site, as per your activity. If there is any other training requirement, you need to undergo as per the recommendations of the risk assessment. Training session is over now. If you have any question, please ask in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and share. Remember, hydrogen sulfide is killer, and it's a silent killer. You have to protect yourself by complying with the requirements. You have to deal with your proficiency, your training, your skills, and by the use of personal protective equipment in the shape of escape masks, emergency life support equipment, self-contained breathing apparatus, gas detectors, or by using H2S sensors. Hope to see you soon with a new HSC tutorial. Till then, take care. Good luck and Allah Hafiz.